We are creating viewer-supported news. Become a member, an alter ego. It's a term that we are all familiar with, and in many cases love to use when describing, either legitimately or playfully, the reasoning behind doing something we aren't regularly noted to partake in. By definition, an alter ego is recognized as a second self which displays characteristics, behaviors or holds belief systems noticeably different from our primary self. Amongst celebrities, the creation of an alter ego has become more than a popular thing, with several prominent figures at the forefront of entertainment currently embracing their so-called second self: Beyoncé's Sasha Fierce, Eminem's Slim Shady, Nicki Minaj's Roman Zelensky, and Lady Gaga's Joe Calderone, to name a few. Advertisement. Learn more. Sometimes if it's really early in the morning, Roman gets cranky and doesn't want to get out of bed. Roman wants to stay out all night and not wake up, so I sent Nicki into the world. Nicki Minaj alter ego recognition has become so popular and mainstream that even an entire children's program, Hannah Montana, was dedicated to the storyline of a preteen needing to create an alternate persona to help separate her famous from normal self. With alter egos being thrown around so casually throughout the entertainment world, is it any coincidence that the creation of an alternate persona is the primary goal of Monarch mind control, an extension of the well-recognized and CIA-developed MK Ultra? In full, Monarch mind control, MMC, is noted as a mind control technique that combines occult rituals, psychology and neuroscience to create an alter ego within a desired subject. Within MMC, the subject is often referenced to as the slave, while those responsible for both applying the technique and activating it are known as the handlers. It is believed by many that once fully programmed, Monarch slaves are then used on demand by an elite group to carry out rituals, performances, deliver messages, etc. that are in line with a desired outcome. Am I, through this article, saying that MMC is the cause behind each of the alter egos in entertainment today? Not at all. Nor am I even stating its existence as a 100% fact. I'm just presenting some interesting and noteworthy findings in relation to the theory. It's up to you as the reader to decipher whether or not what I present resonates as true or as merely a coincidence. Advertisement. Learn more. The history of Monarch programming mind control techniques have been noted throughout history, dating as far back as ancient Egypt. However, mind control did not enter the realm of science until the 1930s, when a physician by the name of Joseph Mengele brought it into full practice within Nazi concentration camps. The majority of Mengele's research within mind control remains classified to this day, however some has slowly come to the surface, including the recognition of it being the basis for the covert CIA research program MK Ultra. MK Ultra is widely known to have run throughout the 1950s and 1960s, and is admittedly said to have been done for the purpose of developing the best torture and interrogation methods to later use on enemies of the state. The testing is said to have included, but is not limited to, the administering of LSD, electroshock, physical abuse, isolation and sensory deprivation, and was conducted on both adult and children test subjects. Once light was shed on the existence of MK Ultra in the 1970s, the CIA quickly stepped forward, saying that it had stopped all such experiments. Since that point, however, several whistleblowers have come forth saying that the project merely went completely underground, with MMC being the classified continuation. As a continuation, MMC is said to use intense trauma and unbearable pain, through some of the previously mentioned methods, to force subjects to dissociate from reality. The dissociation is believed to be critical in unlocking the ability to create a secondary persona within the slave's psyche that can then be programmed and activated at will by the handler. In a controversial and courageous speech held in 1992, well-respected author and psychologist Dr. Corey Hammond delved deeper into the process of MMC, shedding light on how exactly the process works. His research was founded in speaking to fellow therapists and specifically recommended clients across the country, identifying a number of common brainwashing techniques. Here are some key excerpts from his talk. When you find the same highly esoteric information in different states, from Florida to California and from different countries, you start to get an idea that there's something going on that is very large and very well coordinated. So I have gone from someone not knowing what to think about it all to someone who clearly believes ritual abuse is real. What they basically do in these programs is they get a child and start programming in basic forms. It appears by about age 2.5, after the child's already been made dissociative, they'll make him dissociative not only through abuse, like sexual abuse, but also things like putting a mousetrap on their fingers and teaching the parents, you do not go in until the child stops crying. Only then do you go in and remove it. They start in rudimentary forms at about age 2.5 and kick into high gear, it appears, around 6 or 6.5. They continue through adolescence with periodic reinforcements in adulthood. What's the purpose of it? My best guess is that they want an army of Manchurian candidates, tens of thousands of mental robots who will do prostitution, child pornography, smuggle drugs, engage in international arms smuggling, do snuff films, and all sorts of other very lucrative things. These Manchurian candidates will do the bidding of their masters, so that eventually the megalomaniacs at the top believe they can create a satanic order that will rule the world. One of the most powerful examples Hammond also brought up in his talk was the findings of Bernard Diamond, who had worked with Saran, the individual incarcerated since 1969 for the murder of Robert F. Kennedy. To this day Saran has total amnesia of the act of killing Kennedy, but when under hypnosis is able to remember it all in great detail. Does this potentially suggest that Saran's action was a byproduct of MM's